hour, we are going to be doing a mindful meditation. So a few things before we get going, and hi everybody that just joined. If you didn't hear me, my name is Kate, and this is Mindfulness Meditation. So if everyone can mute for the next hour, that's awesome, just so we leave the external noises away. You can leave your cameras on, you can feel free to turn them off, whatever you're most comfortable with. So with that said, first things first, we are going to be spending the next hour together, and our goals and intentions are really to let the outside distractions of the outside world kind of stay there and really focus on our internal world. And so we want to find this kind of peace and calming and practice putting ourselves into that space where we can be calm, because if we're calm inside, then all the stress and craziness of the outside, we're able to deal with a little bit more mindfully and in theory, a little more easily. So with that said, how this is going to work is we'll actually do a little bit of movement to start, and then we're going to get comfortable. We will do some breath work, which is an amazing way to connect your body and mind and calm the body down. So some breath work, and then we'll be getting into a full body visualization. So while we're starting, you want to be comfortable, right? So our goal is to relax our bodies, right? So if you're sitting here and you're stressed and you're in a tense position, it's not going to work, right? You want to make yourself as physically comfortable as possible. Now, two things: you can sit in a chair, which most of us I think will be doing, but two important factors are going to be that our feet can be on the earth, our feet can be on the ground, whatever that is. And even if you have to get a book or a block, if you're short, go ahead and do it, because it's super important to have something that your feet are connected to. And then we want to be able to have our spines nice and straight. Yeah, pretty simple. Hi down there. So spine straight, comfortable, feet on the floor. Kind of the rules for getting into it. Now, before we get started though, we're going to move our spine a little bit. So I think it's really important to get the spine and the energy and the body a little bit more fluid. It helps us settle in and settle the energy. So from wherever you're seated, I want you to come to the edge of your chair, right? So I'm in like my big cushy chair, no problem. Just come right to the edge of it. Bring the feet a little bit wider than normal, so maybe a little bit more hip width apart, and bring the hands on. Hi, everybody just joining. Right, so hands come onto the knees and just, give the shoulders a little shake, settle in, and then let the eyes close down. Yeah, nice, you guys. And then take your awareness to your breath. And next time you breathe in, just start to arch the chest forward a little bit, and I'll turn so you can see me. So I'm arching my chest forward, starting to lift my gaze to the sky, lifting my chin a little bit. And then as you breathe out, start to press back and tuck the chin towards the chest. So I'm rounding down. And then just with your breath, as you inhale, come on through. Right, and we start to move the spine. And as you exhale, right, tuck the chin towards the chest. Start to round through. Oh yeah, I get a little stretch through the back side. Nice, guys. And again, just inhale forward. And I like to close my eyes here because I feel like it can really help me start to tune into that internal world. And just as you exhale, tuck the chin, round. And for those of you who mute the mics, that's awesome. Exhale one more time, tuck the chin towards the chest, open the shoulders, and then come on. Awesome. So from here, we've now done the flexion and extension of the spine. Next, a simple twist. So let's just walk the hands over to the side of your chair or your sitting space, whatever it is. So we start to twist the body nice and gentle here. And then take a nice deep breath in, lift up a little higher, and then as you breathe out, just kind of melt into the twist. So we're not really cranking the body, we're just melting a little bit. And then work the spine like that. So inhale, bring the top of the head a little taller, spine a little longer, and then exhale, melting into the twist. 2 more breaths like that, and you can work at your own pace here. Inhaling to lengthen, and exhaling to twist a little more. Last breath, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Awesome, you guys. And from here, just walk the hands back through when you're finished and over to the other side. So twist to the other way. Nice work. And the same thing, once you arrive, take an inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, melt into that twist a little more. Yeah, and again, you can keep the eyes closed as you inhale to find some length. And then exhale to find that twist. 2 more nice breaths and just go at your own pace, right? This session, this hour, and only about you. So start to bring the calmness in with the body on the inhale, and then let go and soften on the exhale. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands back through center. So now we've got our flexion and extension, the twist, and now we simply start to move the spine side to side. So let's bring one arm up in the air, nice and tall, and then just start to arch over. Yeah, and just gently, so we're opening up the side body, the spine is arching a little bit. Super simple movement. And then let's come back through and we'll switch. Other arm comes up. And then over to the other side. Yeah, beautiful. And just allow the eyes to maybe stay closed. And allow yourself to breathe into the side of the body. And then when you're ready, come back up through center. Nice work. Arms come down. And let's settle into our seats. So when you're ready, just get yourself into that comfortable position we talked about. So our feet are on the floor. Our feet are on the floor. And then our spines get nice and long. So for most of us, we tend to sit with our spines extended a little bit. You can go ahead and tuck the tailbone a little bit. So we're really finding the bottom, our sits bones, and then the spine gets nice and long. Now, if you have a back of the chair, you can rest onto that. Nice, you guys. So find that spot. And now we come into our breath work. So a big piece of yogic philosophy is called pranayama, and that is all about the breath. And the theory is that if we can calm the breath and control the breath, we calm and control the body and mind. So have the hands wherever is comfortable. So they can be on the sides of the chair, whatever is right for you. And just allow yourself to close down the eyes if they're not already closed. And just bring your awareness to your breath. Don't overthink it. Just allow yourself to feel, observe the breath moving in and out of the body. And let whatever observations come up without judgment. So not I'm breathing too heavy or I'm not breathing deep enough, none of that. Just observe it. What happens when it comes in? Do you feel the need to do a big exhale out like a sigh? And again, there's no right or wrong. It's just observing how the breath is. And then before we move into the first breathing exercise, I'd love for you to just take a scan of the body. So first we take a physical scan. So notice if there's any places that are speaking to you more loudly than others. And then take an emotional scan through the body. What's happening with you? How are you feeling today? It's midweek. The weather is rainy here where I am today. That always changes my mood and affects me. What's happening with you? And it's not a good or bad. It's not meant to make you feel anything other than just observe what's going on. Taking the time to be aware of how and what you might be feeling. And then from here, let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Breathe in really deep. And then exhale, let it out through the mouth. Let's try that again. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And then really let it out. Everyone's muted, so you can make the loudest noise you can if possible. Nice deep inhale. Beautiful. Then from here, with the awareness on the breath, take the breath in and out, and then in through the nose for a count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause, and then out through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Breath comes in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And then just let the breath come back naturally in and out, coming back to its natural cadence. And allow yourself to have another check-in. How do you feel in this moment? A few moments of that simple equal part breath, breathing in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 4. The body might already feel a little calmer. And with that awareness on the breath, go ahead and bring the hands onto your belly. So fingers pointing towards the belly button, wherever and however is comfortable. And just notice what the breath is doing here. Notice how the body physically reacts to the breath as it moves in and out. And typically, as we inhale, we feel some kind of expansion. And as we exhale, we feel some kind of softening. And so allow the body to feel that as you breathe in deeply through the nose, allow the belly to expand, and as you breathe out, allow the belly to soften, maybe even allow the belly button to pull in a little bit to exaggerate that motion. And just inhale to feel the expansion, and really bring that awareness purely on the hands and the breath, and the belly and the breath moving together. Inhaling that expansion and exhaling that softening. And just allow yourselves a few breaths at your own pace. Focus purely on that. Every inhale, feeling the body expand. And every exhale, feeling the body soften. And then when you're ready, allow the hands to come up a little further onto the ribs. So however feels comfortable, just allowing the hands onto the ribs and keeping that same breath going, just an even keeled inhale and exhale. And allow your awareness to drift physically to the ribs and observe what happens with that inhale and exhale here. Same movement of expansion and softening. Breathing that new energy and breath in, allowing the body to fill up with expansion. And then exhaling out what no longer serves us. And the same, just allow yourself to focus on the breath and the ribs and how easily the two sync together, the breath and the body. And allow the mind to focus on solely that inhale and exhale. And then from here, allow the hands to come up onto the collarbones. So bringing the hands a little bit higher, up onto the collarbones. And you've guessed it, the same thing here, just feeling that connectivity of the physical body moving as we breathe in and we breathe out. And just allowing for that beautiful expansion to happen on the inhales and that softening on the exhales. And even if you're having a little bit of trouble keeping your mind focused, you can add that count here. So maybe breathing in for 2 or 3, and then exhaling for 2 or 3. Sometimes if the mind is very busy, giving it some numbers or a simple phrase, I am breathing in, I am breathing out, can really help focus the concentration inward. Almost like when we're told to count sheep at night. Just notice that physical body expanding and softening. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let the hands come back on to either the lap or next to you in some manner. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a quick scan physically, how you're feeling. Allow yourself to get comfortable again. If things have shifted and you need to realign, go ahead. Don't feel like you can't. And then bring that awareness back to the breath. Let the eyes be closed or heavy. And then take that emotional scan again. How do you feel now? And you can allow a comparison to how you felt before, or you can just simply observe how you feel in this moment. And then allow your awareness to drift towards your heart center. So right in the middle of the breastbone. And just allow your focus to come here. And for some of us, again, if the mind is having a hard time focusing, sometimes you can envision a light, the center of the chest, and just that idea of that visualization really helps. And it can be any color you want, any shape, any size, whatever comes to you naturally and organically, let it be. Bring that awareness back to that heart center space. Allow yourself just a few moments here with that energy and intention. Focus on that space. Notice if any emotions or thoughts come up for you. And allow yourself the notion of there's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. It's just a what's coming up. Then allow that focus, that energy, that light to drift to the top of the head. So slowly make its way up. And as it does, it almost lifts the top of the head, lengthening through the spine a little more. And allow just that energy above the head for a moment. That brightness. And just the focus up there. And as you envision that space, envision sending the breath there. And obviously, we can't physically send the breath. So if you can send the energy of the breath to the top of the head. And as you do, you feel that beautiful inhale, expand, create space. And as you exhale, that softening or relaxation start to unfold. And you feel a little lighter with every breath. And then slowly allow that awareness to drift down a little further to the center of the eyebrows. And allow yourself to soften that spot. And you can use the breath to breathe out any tension. You can even take the hand or two fingers and give yourself a little circular massage here, right in between the eyebrows, further helping it to release the tension. With every inhale, feeling that expansiveness, that opening. With every exhale, that softening, that letting go, inviting that calmness into that new space. And keeping that energy focused there, right in between the eyes. Allowing any emotions or thoughts, observations come up, and then let them go, maybe with one of your exhales. And allow that awareness to drift into the eyes. And as you do, allow the eyes to feel softer, or maybe they feel heavier, right? Closing down a little more, letting them rest, letting that awareness and that sight come from the outside and refocus to the inside. Allowing the breath to do the same here, inhaling to feel that expansion, create the space, and then exhaling, filling that space with calm, softness, maybe heaviness here at the eyes. Allowing the breath just to naturally work its magic in and out of the body. Letting that awareness then shift down into the jaw. And if you'd like, you can actually pull the hands up to the face for a moment. And on the edge of the jaw, right in the corner of the face, just allow yourself a little roll, a little circular motion, actually helping yourself unclench the jaw. So many of us keep tension here, and the same thing with that awareness there, letting the hands release if they were up, allowing the jaw to soften, allowing the teeth to separate, and the same, allowing that breath to come in and expand and create space, and then that exhale, letting go of that tension. Maybe even here you let a sigh out through the mouth, inviting that separation of the teeth, that softening of the jaw. Allowing the face and the head to feel relaxed. Letting that breath move in and out of the nose, nice and calmly. Remembering that at any point if the mind starts to wander, come back to that breath count. In for 3 and out for 3, or whatever number suits you. Letting the mind focus on those numbers in the breath. And then allowing that awareness to drift from the jaw and the teeth and the mouth further down into the neck. And allowing the neck to feel soft. And allowing every inhale to expand and every exhale to soften, release. And taking a moment to let anything that comes up here come up, observe it, and then maybe breathe it away with an exhale. And just keeping that awareness on the neck, on the breath, allowing it to soften, allowing it to feel supported with our spine nice and straight. Maybe even you realize you find a little movement here. And maybe the stillness is feeling good for you, or as we think about our neck, a little shake side to side, gently comes up. remembering that this is your hour, your practice. And eventually returning to that stillness and that settling if you're moving. And allowing the awareness to drift to our shoulders. And allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. And if you can't actually physically soften the shoulders away, then visualize it. Allow yourself to visualize with every inhale an expansion of the shoulders, maybe a little opening of the chest, and then with every exhale, they soften away from the ears, inviting and allowing them to take the weight off for a moment. Allowing that breath to work its magic and invite that softening with every exhale out. And again, if you find gentle movements help or allow your body to release, then go ahead. Anything that comes up for you will be yours. And allow the body to do what it needs to do. And then allow that awareness to drift back to the center of the chest, back to that heart space where we started. And maybe if you had that vision of the light and lost it, reignite it here. And the same thing, allow that breath to expand the chest, open the heart space, and then release out with every exhale what no longer serves you, allowing that softening, that sense of peace and calm to come into that space.
Good for me.
Observe the chest rising and falling. Remembering that if the mind is wandering, bring it back to the breath. Allow it a sense of focus, and just remember to be kind to yourself. And that meditation, visualization, concentration is a practice, and that the mind will wander. Just bring it back, reel it in. No big deal. And then bring that awareness from that heart space, from the center of the chest, down into the belly, down into our place of intuition.
Eso con las familias. Recoja el plan de acción de la mente.
As we did in the breathing exercises, just feel that belly expand on the inhale.
Los pasos que piensa dar y para cuándo.
And release and soften on the
Y
exhale.
es muy importante, hay casillas para marcar el progreso a medida que
Inviting
avanza.
that expansion, creating space.
En nuestra experiencia, este recurso
And envision that exhale pushing out what no longer serves you.
para muchas personas, una herramienta visual puede hacer una diferencia importante. De hecho, muchas familias con más de
Allowing that space to soften and relax.
en su refrigerador o en algún lugar relaxado. Y esta es la perspectiva
Feel
más
that sense
importante
of calm
que
and
podemos
peace.
tener sobre estos pasos y recursos, la opinión de las propias familias. Y en ese punto, ahora escucharemos a Yvette para que comparta las perspectivas de las familias sobre los procesos y herramientas de establecimiento de relaciones humanas.
Remember to bring that focus back just onto the belly. Inhale and exhale. And again, maybe some thoughts are coming up for you. Just allow them to come in, observe them, and then breathe them out, let them go. Sometimes releasing with that physical exhale can really help. Let it go. And then allow your awareness to drift into your sits bones, into your bum, wherever is connected to the chair, whatever you're sitting on. And here allow the inhale to almost lengthen you, make you feel longer and lighter. And at the same time, as you exhale, ground into where you're sitting. So that expansion lengthens, and then the exhale at the same time grounds down. And you feel rooted and stable, secure. And the grounding isn't a hardening, but a softening, almost a melting into your seat. And allow the breath to let you feel light as you inhale. Create that space. And as you exhale, that softening, grounding. Maybe the breath even expands through the hips a little more. And then grounds everything further, stabilizing and rooting you into whatever you're sitting on. And again, thoughts or emotions coming up, let them come up, and then let them go for now. And let that intention and focus of the calm and peace in this internal world come back to you, back into play. And then move that awareness and breath and energy into the elbows and the hands, the forearms. And allow that sense of softening to happen here. Letting the elbows release a little more into wherever they're positioned. Maybe even pulling the shoulders away from the ears a little further. And same with the hands, allowing them to be grounded and rooted to whatever they're connected to, whether it's the legs or the chair. Allowing that sense of peace and calming with every exhale to be rooted even further into them. Allowing that inhale to open up, create that space, and then letting go, rooting down, securing yourself more firmly through the hands and the elbows and even the forearms. Allowing that sense of peace and calm to wash over even the shoulders down to the fingertips. With every exhale, a little bit more rooted, a little bit more of the letting go, inviting in the calm. And then allow the awareness to drift from the hands, down into the legs. At first, the top of the legs, the thighs, allowing them, as we have been, to grow more connected to whatever they're sitting on. Allowing yourself to invite the inhale to bring that lightness, and the exhale to bring that sense of stability and grounding. And that awareness drips down from the thighs into the knees. Allowing the knees to grow a little heavier, a little bit more like gravity's pulling them to the earth. And that awareness or energy shifts down from the knees to the bottom of the legs, the shins, the calves, allowing them that sense of ease and peace, and that same sense of rootedness, connectedness. And then finally, that awareness to the feet. They're beautiful feet, often overlooked. Our foundation, our stability. And again, this can be a place where you may find a wiggling of the toes or a lifting, and then placing back down comes naturally or instinctively. Let it happen. Or maybe you're basking in the stillness and calmness. There is no right or wrong. And with that focus on the breath and rooted into the feet, allow the same thing. That inhale to open up, create space. And then that exhale to root further, ground yourself further. And allow any emotions or observations come on in. And then let them go with an exhale. And allow yourself to feel the feet connected to the earth, maybe to the inside of your shoes even. But allow every exhale to envision that connectedness, almost as if there were roots growing down, connecting the feet into the earth, through the floor, through the levels below you. Visualize that connection happening all the way down through whatever building or structure you're in, down into the earth, through the concrete into the soil, or through the grass into the soil. Allow the roots to grow down through the soil, into the rock, into the earth. With every inhale, they expand out and flourish. And every exhale, they grow deeper and more connected. Allow yourself that visualization of that deep connection. And then with those roots planted firmly into the earth, Allow that connection to come back up into the body and become well aware of the breath again. Inhaling and exhaling. And take a scan. Allow any place you feel like you're still holding tension to soften. And as you inhale, allow that space to be created. And as you exhale, allow it to let go. And you can even envision wherever that tension is melting away, like a light drifting away from the body, almost like dust being blown off a shell. Allow it to fade away. Allow that inner sense of peace and calm to take over. With your inhales, creating that space and expansion. And the exhales, just releasing whatever you don't need. Tension, thoughts. See if you can grow that awareness to include the entire body. Almost like every time you take a breath in, your entire body expands. And every time you take a breath out, your entire body softens. Inhaling that expansion, everything breathes out, your physical body, your energetic body expanding. And then as you exhale, that's softening, allowing for the peace and calm to fill that space. Just allow that sensation and that visualization to continue on, inviting your entire physical body and then the energy even around you to expand and contract, expand and release. And the stillness takes over the body and you start to feel physical sensations. Allow them in and enjoy them. Observe them. Let them go. And allow yourself the next few moments just to be in this space, expanding and then relaxing, releasing. Remembering at any time the mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. You have those tricks at the count. A simple I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Get distracted and then come on back. Imagining the whole body breathing. Allow your focus to come back to the breath a little more. And bring that energy and awareness to the physical body. And allow this sense of peace and calm to just be there. Give yourself permission to enjoy it. Enjoy the quietness, the silence. And allow yourself just a few more moments in stillness and in calmness. With the eyes still closed, take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. And keeping the eyes closed, just allow for a few moments some music in, some outside into the inside world. Take another nice deep breath through the nose and let it gently roll out through the mouth. And just take a few moments to allow the breath to deepen and slowly allow some movement into the toes and the fingers. Allow the body to start to wake up as the breath deepens. You can allow the chin to drop to the chest and maybe take some gentle rolls side to side. Inviting that movement and energy back into the body. Whatever feels right. Maybe it feels good to bring the arms up overhead. Just be intuitive, listen to yourself, find a stretch. Yeah, there's no right or wrong, just allowing the body to wake up like it would in the morning, right? You don't overthink how you get out of bed, you just allow the body to wake up. And then just in the final moments before we open the eyes, allow the hands to come to your heart center space again. So you can put one hand on top of the other if that feels uncomfortable for you. Don't worry about it. Just bring your awareness back to that heart center space. And connect back to the breath for a moment. Allow yourself to physically feel the body rising and falling. Allow yourself that physical check-in, how that body may be physically feeling in this moment.
Pero eso es Mari, Katy.
Allow yourself that emotional check-in. How do you emotionally feel? What thoughts are there? Feelings are there?
Yo apagué la cámara.
Again,
¿Qué le
without
pongo ahí?
judgment, just an observation. What's going on? If you're up for it, maybe set an intention for yourself for the rest of the day. Whatever you've got on your plate, whether it's an afternoon of work, an afternoon with family, whatever it is, maybe allow yourself an intention. How do you want to proceed? How do you want that internal world to react no matter what's happening to the external world? And it's just for you, something to come back to. And allow the hands to release when you're ready, and then slowly open the eyes. Take a deep breath. Great job, everybody. Yeah, so allow yourself, sometimes when we come out of those still places, allow yourselves a few minutes. Yeah, I can see some of you moving. Perfect. That is exactly very intuitive and organic. Yeah, allow yourself to almost wake up, right? But remember, most importantly, that sense of peace and calm, right? We had an hour to get into and tap into that place, but that place is always there. It just sometimes gets really covered up by all the other stuff happening in our lives. So stop, take a few breaths. Even if you have to take that physical connection to that space, it can really make a difference. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon.